recently went out this weekend and competed in a tournament, and in the first few rounds, I had what is called one-handed backhand anxiety. Now, a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. It feels great in practice, but when it comes time to actually playing, you end up slowing down the swing, and it seems like the ball always goes out. Usually, it goes long. And today, I'm gonna tell you how I overcame this anxiety in my tournament, and I was able to make it to the finals. Now, the first thing that you can do to help cure yourself of this illness is fix your setup. On the backhand, if we don't get our left elbow, or if you're a left-handed player, it will be your opposite. But if you don't get your back elbow up, your racket face is gonna be open, which is gonna cause you to swing with an open racket face every time at contact point. So this is gonna heavily contribute to your anxiety and not being confident to crack into the ball. Another thing that is possibly causing you to have backhand anxiety is you're not keeping your wrist upwards and fixed through the duration of the swing. You're most likely dropping the wrist down before contact, and this is causing you again to have a flimsy, weak wrist, an open racket face, and you're actually getting defeated by the ball, or you're having to turn over the wrist and flick it. And we don't want a lot of wrist action on the backhand because that's actually going to cause us to shank it and produce a weaker shot. Now, another thing that you can do to help get rid of backhand anxiety is just set up faster. You want to have a setup that is not so loopy and big. You just want to have almost what I call a unit turn, where you turn the body as an entire unit, and it would look like this. Boom, just the grip change. And if your elbow's up here already, you don't even have to worry about getting it up higher. Okay, so getting a really, boom, fast unit turn with a split step as soon as your opponent hits the ball will definitely help with your backhand anxiety. Another thing that will help with your backhand anxiety is setting up at the height of the ball and swinging across your body through the shot. You don't want to feel like you swing upwards on this shot. You want to feel like you get through it more and hit through this imaginary brick wall, so you can start getting firm, cleaner contacts and gain some of that confidence that you probably have more of on your forehand side. Now, the last thing that's going to help you get rid of backhand anxiety is taking the ball earlier and not letting it get too high. The issue with the one-handed backhand is that once the ball gets to a certain height, unless you're a really tall player or you're actually jumping up and hitting it, you should just be hitting slice if the ball is above your shoulders, because it's very hard to generate power with one hand once the ball is basically above your head. So what you want to do is start practicing backhands on the rise and taking the ball before it gets to its apex. Or you can also back up and let the ball drop into a comfortable hitting zone. But you need to know that the best place to hit a one-handed backhand is below the shoulders. So make sure you have fast feet and you're actually getting in position so you're not in a stressful situation, which is just gonna add to your illness, which we are here to treat in this therapy session. Now, something that I highly recommend, which improved my backhand so much, is in your training sessions, you need to have days of the week where you only hit backhands for that set amount of time. So even if you're hitting from the forehand side, you'll be hitting backhands as well, whether they're inside in or inside out. You'll be hitting backhands from everywhere on the court. And your backhand will actually become twice as good by practicing this way only a few times a week. This is what I've been doing over the past few years in order to help combat my backhand anxiety. It's still not cured because obviously it takes time to find yourself on the court. But I guarantee if you implement that little hack at the end and do the things that I mentioned in this video, you could have a much more productive backhand in a short amount of time. It's just up to you how much time and effort you put in. Just remember, quality, practice. I also have a video which goes in depth on the technical steps of the one-handed backhand. Check that out. The link will be down below in the description. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe for more educational tennis videos. Thanks. If you want to win more matches at your club or have a system to teach to your own tennis students or your children, I have a complete tennis system which can be absorbed in an online module in less than a week. I've made the mistakes so that you don't have to. Over 13 years, I've spent over $100,000 of my own money finding the best tennis coaching, which is now my system, which is the fundamentals of modern tennis. And finding good tennis information isn't rocket science, but for some reason, it's very hard to find this information even at the most prestigious of tennis clubs. I promise that if you complete the course, go through the whole thing, you can become twice as productive on the tennis court in 30 days. The link will be down in the description. Check it out if you're interested. Ciao.